So you're thinking about moving to North New Jersey, or maybe you're just tired of paying the premium of New York City for a shoebox. Well, what if I told you you can easily transport to New York City from New Jersey much faster than you think for a fraction of the cost? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about the best suburbs of New Jersey where it's so easy to hop on a train, hop on a bus, hop on a ferry, and get to the city very, very quickly. Let's jump right into it. Hey, if you're new to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in North New Jersey, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you're the first to know about what's going on in North New Jersey. For those that don't know, this is Seth of the Living in North New Jersey channel, and we get calls, emails, messages every day from people just like you who's looking to make a move to North New Jersey, and we absolutely love it. So whether it's 1 day later or 1,000 days later, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to North New Jersey. All right, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the best commuter towns to New York City from New Jersey. And I think this video is gonna be super valuable for anybody that's looking to move out of New York City, or if you're planning to make a relocation and you're interested in the Garden State. Well, it's gonna be ideal for you to understand which of these towns are super easy to transport to New York City, because a lot of the towns, it's kind of more difficult than you think. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, coming in hot, number one is going to be Montclair on our list. And Montclair is super easy to transport to New York City. And it's only about 30 minutes to get to the Penn Station from Montclair Boonton line. Very spacious trains, very nice. You rarely see any kind of delays or anything like that, and very quick and easy to get to as well. And you're probably not going to be too many lines or anything like that as well, so very good experience overall. The only downside is it doesn't run 24/7, so it might be a good idea to, potentially call an Uber or a Lyft if you're ever in New York City after midnight. And if you don't know, the vibe of Montclair is more like a, artsy and progressive feel. You have lots of cafes and galleries all around, and it's just awesome. It even has its own independent theater, so it's almost like a mini Brooklyn within New Jersey if you're into that. Coming in hot is number two, and that's Hoboken. Hoboken is going to be one of the easiest towns to commute to New York City, and the primary way to get there is the path. The path is going to be the main way most people, jump on and get to the city. Usually it takes around 10 to 15 minutes to get to New York City. The downside is it gets pretty packed during the peak hours, so just watch out for that. So there might be some delays, some lines going on, as Hoboken is a very densely populated area. The good news is it runs 24/7, so it's really good for those who have varying schedules and you're not sure when you're going to get home and things like that. The alternative option, if you do, plan on moving to Hoboken, is the ferry, and the ferry is actually even faster. You have more space and more room in there. It usually takes 7 or 8 minutes to get to the city. About every 10-15 minutes or so, a new ferry comes and takes you to the city, and vice versa. So that's also another great option as well. And if you don't know what Hoboken is like, it's basically a cleaner version of Manhattan, with less skyscrapers and a beautiful skyline of Manhattan. So unbeatable views that you probably can't even get from the city. The best views of the city is, unfortunately for the New Yorkers, from New Jersey. Number three is going to be Morristown, and Morristown is one of those suburbs of New Jersey that's a bit further out, so you definitely can enjoy the beautiful, spacious homes and lands in Morristown in comparison to Hudson County. That's a fact. It takes around 15 minutes to get to the city using the train, and the good news is that you go through a beautiful scenery within that 15 minutes, and there's not really overcrowding going on in Morristown trains, so you can really enjoy that ride, listening to a podcast or do some work, whatever you want on the train. And the only thing is the operation can vary. so there isn't a ton of, it's not like Hoboken, there isn't a ton of trains passing by every 20-30 minutes or so. So just something to make sure you plan ahead of time, especially on the weekends. And Morristown is one of those towns where it's a very suburban feel, but you do get some of that urban vibes in the downtown areas. But for the most part, if you're looking for a more quiet, more peaceful area, Morristown is definitely a go-to if you're okay with that 50-minute train ride to New York City, and it might be worth it for you. Our town number 4 is going to be Summit. Summit is also another suburb that stands out from the crowd of towns in New Jersey. It has really good schools, and it takes only about 40 minutes to get to the city using the train that is in Summit. And one thing that is good in these suburban towns is that it's not really packed in the train, so it's much more comfortable, not many delays, maybe less frequent trains that come and go, but just really nice for somebody that, that wants a more peaceful ride going to the city and back. Sometimes the parking lots can get packed because some people leave at different times, so everybody parks in the same place. And for those that don't know, in the suburbs of New Jersey, a lot of the, trains, they have a parking area where you park your car, drive maybe a few minutes, 5 minutes, depending on how far you live from the train, and then park and then hop on the train and get to the city. Some trains have a very, well-maintained and clean trains, and it's really also the town perfect for those that want to grow a family anytime in the near future, or already has a family with the amazing schools that it has, and just like the family-oriented community as well. Town number 5 is going to be Jersey City, and Jersey City is one of those towns that's right next to the water across New York City, and it's super easy to transport to as well. Usually takes about 15 minutes using the path. The main path in Jersey City is the Grove in downtown Jersey City by the waterfront. Another option a lot of folks use is the ferry, just like Hoboken, takes you to the city within about 5 to 10 minutes, super fast and easy. And then the good news about obviously the Jersey City side is that it's very frequent, so you're gonna have almost a 24/7 ride available for you to get to New York City and back. And just like Hoboken, the downside is it could get incredibly packed, especially after games, concerts, and things like that late at night. But the good news is, like we said, it is open basically 24/7 and late into the night for those of you that have a nightlife, maybe even on weekends. And for those that don't know, the vibe for Jersey City is just like an extension of New York City, but unlike Hoboken, it has skyscrapers, and just like Hoboken and New York City, it has a ton of different restaurants, ton of different cafes. It's almost like a mini New York in the Jersey side. So that's pretty cool. Town number 6 is going to be Maplewood. And in Maplewood, it takes to get to New York City right around 30 to 45 minutes or so. The Midtown direct ride is probably going to be your best friend here, as there's no transfer needed to get to the city. One jump into the train and you get to the city super easily and quickly. And most of these towns are going to be that way. It's a very reliable service that so many residents use in Maplewood to get to the city. And it's very comfortable to use as well. And just like other suburbs, not very, very frequent. So like other towns, it's going to be really important to check your schedule beforehand. Make sure you map that out and strategize, and not really go based off of random times. So just something to keep in mind, because it's not one of those towns where a train is passing by every few minutes. Maybe it's every 30 minutes, every 45 minutes. Sometimes it doesn't come, so keep an eye out for that. And Maplewood is one of those towns where it has a close, tight-knit community, family-oriented, just like most suburbs. And Maplewood and Ridgewood, Summit, these type of towns are definitely up there on the top towns of New Jersey. They usually have really, really good schools and just very clean neighborhoods, clean parks, great people, great neighbors. You name it. I really wanted to pick the towns for you guys that have the best of both worlds. Just great schools, great neighborhoods, as well as great commute options to New York City. So number 7 is going to be Westfield, and Westfield, New Jersey is one of the top suburbs as well. Has great schools, great neighborhoods, amazing homes as well, beautiful homes actually. Believe me, there's a ton of competition right now in Westfield, but if that's something you're looking into, definitely something we can help you on. with different things that we utilize to help you get a home here. But it takes around 15 minutes in total to get to the city. Westfield's Raritan Valley line requires a one stop at Newark and continue off from there, but it does have solid service. But the only downside to that is that it could be a hassle, especially if you're running late on time. So if you're looking to go one stop directly to New York City, maybe a bus could be a better option, or maybe driving. I don't know if you're into that, but that's just something to keep in mind when it comes to Westfield. Westfield is a very quiet suburb in New Jersey, and a lot of people prefer it just because it's far from everything. It's closer to where Central Jersey is, kind of between South New Jersey and North New Jersey. A lot of people still work in New York City super easily and have no problem with it. But just make sure that you kind of have a plan and strategy on how you're gonna get there every single day. Like if it's Manhattan bus or the train with that one stop in Newark, probably gonna be the best option. If you're working in other parts of New York City, or you can find some parking in New York City as well, maybe driving there could be another option if that's something you're okay with as well. All right, town number 8 is going to be Ridgewood, and to get to New York City, the Penn Station from Ridgewood takes right around 45 minutes. Obviously, make sure that there's no delay or something like that, so maybe go a little earlier. But the NJ Transit's main Bergenport Jervis line is the line that services this town, and it's typically super easy ride to get to the city from Ridgewood. Let's talk a little about the pros and cons from this town going to New York City. First part is you'll find that the line runs pretty punctually, which is a huge plus for tight schedules. The con is that there are fewer options available for late night commuting back to Ridgewood, so make sure you plan that from ahead. And if you don't know about Ridgewood offers a really cool blend of suburban tranquility and city-like amenities. I mean, it's popular among families for excellent school districts and has a vibrant downtown with a range of dining and shopping options as well. So Ridgewood is a fantastic option if anybody wants an amazing town closer to the suburbs, not so much city-like, maybe a little mix of both. Absolute worth putting on your radar. All right, town number 9 is gonna be South Orange, and South Orange is one of those towns that are pretty close to the city, not too far out, definitely not far out as like Morristown is, so you get a little bit of both types of vibes in South Orange. It takes right around 30 to 35 minutes to get to the New York City from South Orange. It's another Midtown direct line gem. You'll get a seat more often than not and really enjoy a quick ride as well to the city. The pro to the train in South Orange is that the village vibe translates to the train, so you'll feel like you're part of a community. It's a really cool experience getting there. Make sure you watch out for weekend schedules though. The service can be a bit of a sparse. If you don't work on the weekends, or if you don't plan on going to the New York City on the weekends, not a problem at all. The vibes in South Orange is a little like a college town feel thanks to Seton Hall University. I mean, it's a vibrant and diverse area which has a range of activities that appeal to both students and also families as well. All right, last but not least, we're gonna be talking about Cranford. That's gonna be number 10. The travel time and transport from Cranford to New York City is right around 45 minutes, give or take. The experience getting to New York City from Cranford is serviced by the Raritan Valley line, so it's a more straightforward commute, but unfortunately you'll need to transfer to Newark just like Westfield, as Cranford and Westfield are neighboring towns. The good part about the train station in Cranford is that it's less crowded than the Midtown Direct, especially during off-peak hours. The not so good part is that the transfer could be a bit tricky and late night options are limited as well. Just like a lot of those suburban cities, getting back at nights could be a bit of a hassle, so make sure you check the specific schedule from that station, what time, things like that. Let me tell you a little about Cranford's overall vibe. Amazing suburb, one of the best suburbs in New Jersey as well. It feels like a bit of a small town inside like a big city's orbit. And it really has a relaxed atmosphere, picturesque parks, and a really charming downtown area that hosts lots of different community events, throughout the entire year, whether it's summer, winter, you name it. So there you have it. I mean, we talked about the top towns in New Jersey that are amazing to commute from New Jersey to New York City. And I mean, these, rank in between the best cities in New Jersey as well. So if you're just considering that any town, doesn't really matter, I just need a place to sleep, work at night, save a couple bucks, Hudson County and even Bergen County could be your best friend as well. I mean, most of the towns by the water, talk about West New York, Gutenberg, North Bergen, or even places like Secaucus, Wallington, Elmwood Park, Garfield, closer to the midsection of North Jersey, are awesome options as well. So most of the towns, those towns are going to have buses available rather than train stations. So you just got to make sure that you live pretty close to a bus, maybe a walking distance, and you have your schedule set and ready, because buses could be a bit less reliable in comparison to train stations. That's just one of the reasons why people prefer train stations. But if you want the best of both worlds, these are going to be the top best options in North New Jersey. So if you have any other questions regarding to this, feel free to shoot a comment down below. If you're planning to make a move here anytime soon, 1 day later, 1,000 days later, doesn't matter, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email. We'd be happy to help you make a smooth move here to North New Jersey. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Hit the thumbs up button or the subscribe button if you still haven't done that, and I'll see you around town.